we're in the actual house from the film. What is it like auditioning a house?
Oh, interesting. Everybody sort of weighed in with this house. My designer, Richard Sherman, loved the house. My cinematographer, Eduardo Grau, grew to love the house, but when he first saw it, it's like the amount of glass in here. But for the story, it was very important that we found a house that felt really great and inviting and aspirational in the first instance, but then had an ability to feel like the place you maybe don't want to be and don't want to be left alone in. And for many reasons, it's been a great house. It's sort of weird being back here. Feels like we didn't quite finish the movie or something.
Is there such a thing as like a chemistry read with a house?
Yeah, you should probably fire any actor that says, yeah, my character wouldn't live in a house like this. Like, listen.
I've designed my house in my head, and it doesn't
And
look
this
like
is
this.
not it.
So.
Yeah, so if we can get another one. I actually was terrified as we got closer to filming that, I needed everybody to, in the departments to kind of feel like they could work with the house. And it's not easy to find the right house. This house felt good for many reasons.
What made this the script that you wanted to direct?
I'd written it, which made it really great. No. It was something that I started writing and felt like it was an achievable first film. As in, I knew no one was going to give me bucket loads of money to make the first film. And as I started writing, I fell in love with it, and it made sense that I'd make this the first thing I get out and do. I'd been very kind of terrified of getting started. I don't know, how did you feel? Were you terrified of directing a movie? Or were you just like, it's going to be fine, I've got this?
It's terrifying once they say okay, and and pre-production too. I mean, was that an eye-opener for you? You act for a long time, and the only part of pre-production an actor sees are wardrobe fittings. And basically the whole movie is shot in pre-production. Aside from the actual acting part. So there's a lot of things that you're exposed to that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
One of the things that I know is very hard to do as an actor is lie on film, because everybody sort of takes what an actor says as granted in the story, but this is full of twists and turns. Is that a real pleasure to act in?
I like it a lot, right? Because we're part of the joy, at least for me, with acting is the process of revealing things to the audience. It's usually emotional as opposed to plot points, or I guess sometimes it's 50-50, but there's some real pleasurable moments in this film where you kind of reveal something really chewy to the audience, that he has written. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and actually even the less obvious stuff, it's not like my character does an awful lot of lying in comparison to, and also both these guys know more than I ever do during the course of the plot, but there's opportunity to play the opposite of what I'm saying all the way through, thanks to kind of subtext, which is writing.
And also, I think not just like at what point is a certain character's not telling the truth, or at what point are they changing their story, but for Rebecca's character at the center of the film, determining the truth around her is at what point does she accept certain lies as the truth, and when does that transition into her starting to actually build her own instinctual version of events and realize when a lie is a lie.
I've seen the short films that you're in that your brother directed, but it seems like the sort of dark sensibilities are very similar.
Yeah, and funnily enough, my career has been regressing through the short films of my brother. The very last short film he made, I play a dead body in. right up the back, I'm credited as dead body number 5. My brother's an exceptional filmmaker, and on this subject, he would be there on the days when I was acting to be an outside eye, and really respect him as a filmmaker, and it was important for me, if I was going to play the character, to speed up time by having an outside eye, and that was his role.
I was curious about Apocalypse Now is a gift that Gordo gives. We never find out if there's a specific reason for it, but knowing how pointed Gordo is with his gifts, is there a background to that?
There's a sort of a background to most things in the movie for me. I remember, this is just a silly little thing, but I remember at the age of 15, a guy in my neighbourhood, Shane, had just got himself a surround sound system. And he was like, you got to come around and hear it. And the way we tested the surround sound was to put on the Ride of the Valkyries scene from Apocalypse Now. Because he was so pumped about the fact that the choppers were moving around the room through the different speakers, and we had to stand there and listen while Shane looked at us, and he was like, right, how amazing is this? And for some reason, I'm making the movie, that was simply that.